Hey, welcome to Point Black. Or, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it's been a week. Seems like I was just here in the studio. We got BJ in the studio, the DJ, Dr. BJ in the studio. We got Vidal in here. Man, my videographer, he makes us look good. Yeah, go to your YouTube site, Point Black. We even got Courtney in the room. And he dressed casual today, folks, so we ain't gonna make sure he's not in our camera view. But more than anything else, we got a guest in here. You know, last week she kicked things off when we talking about entrepreneurship and life and things like that. But then, you know, her entrepreneurship skills did not strictly stay in business. She's actually using them also for social good, for lack of a better term. You know, we're going to have a pretty serious show today, I think, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adolphus Pruitt, and I got in the house. You're going to introduce yourself. Who's in the house?
Hi, I'm Tanisha Patterson.
Oh, Tanisha Patterson. She said, hi, I'm Tanisha Patterson. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, so Tanisha went to high school, performed well, got a scholarship, went to HBCU, left and went to Howard, graduated with a degree in biomedical or biochemistry, left there and came home and continued to help her mother with her business and eventually getting with her mother and other folks and going into the cannabis business in some ways, and then start investing in real estate and opening those doors for real estate for mothers and folks who really need some affordable, decent housing and built relationships with them. She's done, you know, when you hear all of that, you would say, well, Tanisha, there's nowhere in the world a person that has all this sort of trajectory and success can have hiccups in their life sometimes. And some folks would think that the only people that have issues, the issue we're going to talk about a little bit, domestic violence, the only people can have that in their lives are folks who did not have all of what some folks would consider all of the advantages that you have had in your life. And what an advantage is just hard work and reward for success. Hard work should breed success, and success should offer rewards. And so, you know, she did get some of that in her life, but she didn't let it go to her head. But she started I would say a movement, for lack of a better term. She called it Journey to Healing. And we're going to talk about that journey. We're going to talk about the healing side, and we're going to talk about how it can help impact our listeners who may be going down the same road that she's had to travel. And so, you know, we're going to keep it kind of serious today. You know, I like to laugh and joke and have some good times, but, you know, sometimes we have to have serious conversations about serious issues. And domestic violence of any kind, is something that, you know, we don't want to see, and definitely domestic violence. And let me say this before we start talking about it. And it does not, you know, normally when we hear domestic violence, and I'm guilty of it, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I jump to is male on female. But actually, it can be the other way around. It can be female on male. Yes. It can be female on female. Yes. It can be male on male. Yes. It can be it's two people who have a relationship that at some point in time it turned toxic and physical in some ways, or abusive, verbally or whatever. So we get into that. I'm not a specialist, so my definitions may be broad, but I think we all understand where I'm coming from. So, Tanisha, let's talk about, tell us what Journey to Healing is and tell us how you got there.
Okay. I want to start off by giving an honor to God, who's the head of my life. Journey to Healing came about because I was in a domestic violence relationship and my husband tried to kill me. He would be involved, or there were signs in the beginning. So domestic violence doesn't just start just overnight. It starts little by little. And so with escaping, because my children and I had to escape the household, I found myself in a very dark, dark place. And Journey to Healing is what has brought me to the light and being able to focus my efforts and energy on what God has for me.
And Journey to Healing, what is, let's I'm gonna deep dive into this Journey for Healing, because what are you trying to accomplish with it? Is it simply a service? Is it a podcast? Is it, let's.
Yeah, so Journey to Healing is it's a multitude of things. Okay. So Journey to Healing started off as me in a bathroom dancing. And if you go onto one of my social media sites, it was me just rejoicing in uplifting myself. Well, let me go back. I would go on, with leaving the situation, I would go on to social media platforms and I would look for answers. I would look for motivation. I would look for encouragement. And one day I got on the internet and I just kept seeing negative things after negative things after negative things. And I said, there has to be something that is uplifting and pouring into other individuals. Mm-hmm. So I went into, the Lord led me to start dancing. Mm-hmm. I used to dance as a child, but not anything serious. So I went into my bathroom where we escaped to, and I just turned on some gospel music, and I just started dancing, and it just brought me so much joy. So I started off on Facebook and Instagram just dancing. Mm-hmm. I talked about how we have childhood traumas and wounds that are not closed that affect us as adults. Mm-hmm. And as I was speaking, I had a lot of people reaching out to me. And I said, well, maybe I should start a group or get people together so therefore we can all communicate what's going on. Because what I realized is that we all are healing from something. Regardless of if you talk about it or if you express it out loud, we all have something that from our past currently that we're dealing with. And I just wanted to be that outlet as well as grow with a community of people because I didn't know where to go. Mm-hmm. I started a monthly session and it goes until May of this year. It's at 1470 South Vanderveer, which is our primary location. And we do workshops. I started off with self-love because what I seen with being in a domestic violence relationship for so long is that I didn't love myself. I didn't even know who I was because I was existing in my husband. I didn't have my own identity. We go over setting boundaries, setting healthy boundaries with family members, co-workers, and even your children, having that boundaries. And then just reintroducing what you want and who you are in life and walking in Christ. Like how is Tanisha supposed to exist right now? And it's all about personal growth. So the ladies that are a part of the journey, I've seen so much growth in them. So we started off growing personally ourselves, pouring into ourselves. You are loved, you are enough, just knowing those things. Mm-hmm. then going into the entrepreneurship aspect of everything. So, yeah, I'm thankful for my community because we have been growing together. And my platform is all about just making sure that you know that you're not alone.
Well, you said something a little earlier, and I just want to see if we can peel that back a little bit. Because you said, you were living through your husband, so you were in business. And can you explain what that looks like? I mean, is it, am I making sense?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I want you to
absolutely.
peel that back a little bit.
So, like many women, I had a desire to be married.
Okay.
And so when I became married, I never wanted to disrupt anything that would cause him to leave or make him upset or make him mad. So what I would do is I would just walk on eggshells, right? It sounds like,
Got
little,
me.
but there's a lot of women that in order to keep the peace in that household, in order to continue to have that family unity, you sacrifice yourself. You sacrifice what it is that you want, and you a lot of times the women are just going, right? Because that's something we desire as a woman.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I know women will bend over backwards to protect the household. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We got Tanisha Patterson in the house. We're talking about Journey to Healing. We'll be right back with more on Point Black. And we are back. We're in the house. We got Tanisha Patterson. We're talking about Journey to Healing, ladies and gentlemen. And, BJ, I think you had an interesting question while we was on break. You want to?
I think I want to piggyback off something that she said in the last segment. She talked about how she wanted to be married. She wanted this family. And you wanted to make sure that you were able to keep that.
Correct.
And you talked about how you would be in the house and you would make sure you didn't do anything to make him upset, that type of thing, because you wanted to make sure he didn't leave.
Correct.
Okay, now my question is, while you guys were dating, because I know you just didn't meet, we get married, were there things that he did that made you say, I need to make sure I don't make him upset, or I don't make it where he's going to leave me, because you were stuck on this life you wanted to obtain? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there were disagreements prior to marriage.
Yeah.
So how did those things kind of go?
Yeah, there's a lot of signs. Women always see signs, but we often overlook the signs for what we desire, or we think that we can change the situation. And one of the biggest things I would say I seen was the temperament. Early on, doing things as punching walls, or starting off by kicking tables over, just starting off from that point. But
This was during the dating period?
yeah,
Okay.
if you're angry,
Yeah, okay. I'm
you angry.
I just want to
Somebody
make sure we understand.
messed up your order in the drive-thru and would throw this sandwich out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or, but we often see signs along the way and would ignore them. The people call them red flags, right? Yeah, it was red flags along the way.
So I guess my question is, you saw this, and I think in your mind you didn't look at it as, probably at the time you weren't looking at it like it was something like, this is something I shouldn't be a part of, or
She was in love, BJ.
I know.
Well,
I know that.
yeah.
She in love.
I was thinking that somebody gonna change. You
Okay.
think that people gonna change, and you think that things are gonna be, he's gonna be different. He gonna be different to me, yeah, and it's not. You think that it's gonna be change, and people show you exactly who they are. So yeah.
So you said people going to change. So when you met him, did you have no a history of him?
No.
Oh, so this was everything that you saw when you started dating him. You saw these things coming out.
It's gonna be different. Yeah, it's gonna change. I'm in love. I want a family. He's promising a family, right? He's promising everything your heart desires. Now let me say this. I was dealing with a narcissist. So
Right.
a lot of it is just understanding who you're dealing with. And the younger me, I didn't see anything wrong
What's your
with the
definition of
behavior.
a narcissist? Hold on. What's your definition of a narcissist?
So I would say a narcissist is anyone that is manipulative, controlling. Um, I would say
That's good enough.
I would
got
say
you.
my past relationship,
Your past relationship.
whatever that is, whatever that was.
So did the same behavior manifest during the business side? Or were you had these businesses? I'm assuming he was a part of the businesses, or his and yours was separate. Did they manifest in the business? And if they did, how did it impact the business's ability to move ahead?
So everything that I had before I met my husband.
Okay.
I slowly would, pick up a piece of property here and there, but for the most part, I did start a daycare. But for the most part, we kept our businesses separate.
Got it.
And we just operated that way.
Got it. And so, how did? Let's talk with your. Who was your support system doing all of this? Who was it? A friend you was able to go and talk to? Was it your parents, cousin, aunt? Who was this? Who was the recipient on the other side that says it'll be okay? Let's work through this.
So I actually, going through this process, just grew closer to Christ.
Got it.
I started reading the Word.
Mm-hmm.
I started praying more, and then me dancing in the restroom was me worshiping.
Gotcha.
Initially, I kind of fell back from everyone.
Got it.
So I just kind of took care of me and my kids, and I needed that mental space to be able to just take in everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to have to step back from people and gather your thoughts together and just make sure that you are aligning yourself with what God wants for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I stepped back, and then after I was kind of able to just see the light and just know that everything was going to be okay. My relationship with my mother was always there, and it has grown since.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, I had people in the community to reach out. I had a good prayer warrior, because now I'm in my Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good prayer warrior friend, and she's still in my life, and just was there for reassurance. And we just pretty much, walked through this journey together.
So all our listeners, of course, some are Christians, some are believers, some are not necessarily, but regardless, we all go through something.
Mm-hmm.
And so those who are going through something that says, no, I don't want to turn to the Bible. I don't want to turn to Christ. I'm not necessarily a believer. But where do they go? And even a greater question is, you had to leave at a moment, at a drop of a dime, or did you plot that leaving? And what is out there for women with families or without families that are in the same situations, where do they turn? Or they're, I've heard of, you got domestic violence shelters, you got these places and that places, but let's just talk about your route. But what route can women who are not necessarily are going to turn to Christ as a anchor?
So for women that that are leaving at a drop of a dime and don't know where to go, I would say turn to Alive, ALIVE.
Okay.
It's definitely a resource center. I'm a board member,
Okay.
a part of Alive. And they do things from temporary housing to shelter placement to porting you out of the state if you need to get out of the state,
Wow.
depending upon the severity of the case.
Got it.
And providing resources if you have children.
And pets?
I think they do. I
Okay.
think they do things with pets. But I would say getting community. All I know is going to the Bible.
Right.
So I would say get into some type of community or some type of support for people that are going through similar situations. Because oftentimes when you're a domestic violence victim, you have a lot of people saying what they would have done, what they shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you don't know the mindset or where that person is.
Got it.
So a lot of times if you're not surrounded by people that understand you, you're just misled.
Have you on this journey and connecting with this group and all these other ladies, have you all had a chance to maybe not you all, but you in particular, because I think you're saying that you also are motivated to create spaces for families, women and children who've been in that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So my next step to housing is actually providing an outlet for women that are going through similar situations that I went through. I know for sure that a lot of people stay in those situations because they don't have adequate housing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're afraid that if they leave that they're going to be homeless or they don't know where to go. So that was the most expensive part of like relocating. So doing something with housing and providing that resource is where I am. And just being a voice, just being an outlet, letting people know that you keep going, you can do it. Like you get into those situations and a lot of people go back, right? You hear women leave and then they go back to the same situation. And that's because they don't necessarily know or understand that they can keep going. You can do it.
Got it. And so this housing, have you this you talking about this one family or you want to service as many as you can produce, huh?
I do. Right now I'm looking at how the state works with placement.
Mm-hmm.
And just reading regulations because there are lodging regulations that you must abide by. And just making sure that everything is aligned and safe for the women and their children when they come. Because that's the biggest thing, making sure it's safe.
So how did your children handle all of this? This process, how did they fare through this? And how did you comfort them if that was required at the time?
Yeah, so my kids are constantly growing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is me, praying over them, covering them. And then it's also making sure that they have whatever services that they need. Mm-hmm. So whether that's therapy or speech, just knowing that mom is here throughout this journey. There's a lot of emotions, mm-hmm. right? So when you're in situations like that, it's not only just impacting you, it's not just impacting your children, but it impacts your parents. I have mothers that reach out to me where their kids have tried to escape, or it impacts fathers where, their children were domestic violence victims, right? And they didn't make it out. So it impacts everyone around you.
Yeah. What was the signs you saw in your children that let you know that they needed something more professional than what you was able to give them? And I'm assuming that might have been the case.
Mm-hmm. So I really didn't see. Well, let me say this. With emotions, you have sadness.
Right.
You have anger.
Yes.
You have wanting to know, just wanting what's going on, what's happening, and mommy's trying to figure it out. So I really can't tell you what's going on. We're just being led by the Lord at this time. So, but I think that with my situation, just having whatever support they needed just came to mind.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. It's interesting when you hear this. How do we encourage women or men who may be in the same situation that you can there is a way out, and you should take the first step. How do we encourage them? I mean, they're listening to us. They hear that you did it, you made it, but they may still be on the fence. There may be people listening to us right now who are saying, "Wow, that sounds just like the situation I'm in." But boy, can I do this? Can I be her? Can I make this move? Is it any words of encouragement you think we should be talking about?
Yeah, I would say definitely pray. I know we got all kind of listeners, but I'm definitely going to start there. And then I would say start planning. Start, if you are in a domestic violence situation and it's life-threatening, start your escape plan. Start putting money away, even if it's not much. If you know that this is not your forever and you want to leave one day, start putting money away. Start reaching out to organizations to see exactly what they offer and what they provide. And then get with a support group like Journey to Healing. You can definitely reach out in any way. I'm Tanisha Patterson on all social media platforms. And get with a group of people that understand exactly what you're going through and that have been through it, that can walk you hand in hand to let you know that you're not alone in this process.
That's I'll never forget this. I had a friend that was going through a divorce, and his lawyer told him that, hey, a woman in a marriage who planning on divorcing their husband or whoever they married to really made up their mind 2 years prior to filing and started planning for it over that 2 year period. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, you mean really 2 years? They really, they say, yeah, they know years, they know a couple of years out that they're going to have to do this, and they start planning for it. You believe that, BJ?
I don't know about that.
Everybody does.
Do they?
Yeah. People know when they check out. You know what I'm saying? People know when they check out. They just don't tell the other person that they checked out.
Okay.
But people know when they check out. I mean, you know when you love somebody, but you don't like them anymore.
Oh, wait. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You feel that way? Go ahead.
I mean, think about that. I mean, if we're having the conversation, let's have the conversation.
Yeah, right. I got
you love this person. You love everything about them. You know what I mean? And you back and forth with them every day. But you just sitting there going, I don't like them.
Oh. What fantastic.
And I think that's something people don't talk about.
That's interesting, BJ.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that there's I don't no doubt about it that people in relationships that they no longer feel the same way.
Oh,
No, they
wow.
don't
But
like
because
them.
but they don't feel the same way.
No, they don't
They
like
don't
them.
like them.
I mean,
And- and-
your feelings go
I
up
got
and
you,
down.
and they don't want to be with them no more, and they do this and do that. You know, I have a saying. I'm divorcee, but for a long time now. But I tell people all the time, I don't want to be with nobody that don't want to be with me.
Hello.
Don't do me no
Hello.
favors.
Yeah. And what did Fantasia say? Fantasia said, "If you don't want me, then don't talk to me."
Oh
What
my
Fanta-
God! You gonna
no.
bring
The song
Fantasia
should
into
say,
it?
if you don't like me,
BJ, you in this light? BJ on this light?
Oh no.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, BJ said if you don't like them, don't be with them. I got you, BJ. But you know, I have to. I'm dying. I have to ask this question. I'm trying to think of the best way to ask this, but why and how did you determine, and why did you wait so long? And I'm assuming it was so long before you let it get to a point where it was life-threatening. And I don't think we've said that on the air yet, but ladies and gentlemen, it was life-threatening. Am I right or wrong?
It was.
It was life-threatening. So what you know, how long did it take before you things, as BJ said, you stop liking them?
Yeah.
Well, how long did it take before it get to a point where it was life-threatening? And why you think, not only you, but why you think women wait until they get to that extreme?
So let me tell you about domestic violence. So it is good for 8 months, 9 months, and then it goes bad. And then it's good for another couple of months, and then it goes bad. So you're constantly on this trail of things are changing and we're progressing in the right way, but really it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to go.
Got it.
And we continue to grow our family. So we're growing families, you know, it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad.
Got it.
And then one thing you have to know is that I don't know about planning ahead, but it has to click. And a lot of times it doesn't click that this is not
What you mean by click?
You-
Where you say enough is enough?
it has to just get to a point where it's like, I'm done.
Got it.
I'm done. I'm tired of going between good and bad and walking on eggshells. And once it clicks, then you know it's time to go. So my plan wasn't 2 years ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
A few months. Hey,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, hold on.
not even that.
Not even that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more on Point Black. We're talking about domestic violence, and we're talking about BJ said you don't like them no more. And we are back. Oh boy, we've been having a very good conversation. Tanisha Patterson, Journey to Healing. Man. So, you know, we were talking during the break a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, and something came up. It was a good dialogue. Because we were talking about status in the marriage, man and woman, and this, and you know, Tanisha had a lot of success before she got into the marriage, and there was a debate that her husband and as a matter of fact, they said most men who are with a successful woman who's having greater success than them would feel what's the word we use, BJ? Would feel uncomfortable, would feel I had a woman tell me once, said, men want to have their woman to be needy. If she's not needy, they have a problem. You think that's true, BJ?
No, here's what I'm going to say. Men and women, everybody want to feel wanting and needed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to feel that. You want to feel like the person you with wants you there, and the person also needs you there. But it all depends on what their want is and what their need is. So I'd say it goes both ways. I don't want to get lost in the conversation and just say that it's just men. Some women are that way too, because in some relationships, and I'll say this,
Okay.
it is what is known as unseen and undefined and unnoticed competition
Between the husband and the wife.
between the husband and the wife.
No good.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could be, in your case, you went into certain rooms, you walked in, you took your husband in, you introduced him to certain people, and he didn't receive it as you introduced it. He looked at it a whole different way.
Potentially, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but women don't think that way. Women think that we are growing together.
well, okay,
Let's grow together.
let me
Let's
say,
build.
to what you're saying is true. That's you
Yes.
as a woman.
Okay.
That's not all women.
You're right.
That's not all women. Some women feel like they should be where the husband is.
Okay. No.
Some women that way, based on their backgrounds and how they were raised. So it's a double-edged sword. But the point that I'm trying to make is there is the unseen, undefined competition going on in a relationship.
Tanisha, would you say that even the most independent and successful woman who wants to be married and go into a marriage would prefer to be a housewife by choice, not by necessity? Am I saying it right? In other words, they would prefer that the husband be the breadwinner.
Yes.
And you think most women?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Not in today's society.
I don't know what women y'all know, but we work hard because we have to work hard. We're strong because we have to be strong. We step up to the plate because we have to step up to the plate. If you had a spouse or a loved one or someone else that could take that off of you, yes. If they could still make money on the side or do something, but yes, women, I don't know. Let me just say, speaking for myself, yeah, I would definitely want to have someone else to lead. Women still want men to lead.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
But so the reason I asked reason why I asked that, because here's the reality of some things is that black women in America are the most educated segment of the population.
Okay.
And from an entrepreneur standpoint, and to get up and go and get it, they have it. And a lot of men, I shouldn't say a lot, and there's cases where the man falls back and says, hey, I'm going to live off her because she's running it, she's got it, she's going, and this and that. That happens. But women being the most educated portion of the population, and they really are moving. They grew more in the African American community with entrepreneurship than black men. And some people say that the system has blocked black men out of success and opportunities and allow black women to be there, but not black men. Now, some people say that. I don't know if I necessarily buy that. But I guess what I'm getting at is, if women have reached that pinnacle in our society today, then how would and they have the desire like you did, how would that be even possible? Because in most cases, the vast majority of black men do not have the same success. And I'm talking in generalizations. But the numbers. But I just tend to believe that the most educated segment of the population happens to be the one that is more successful because they make more money and stuff like that. And we did a segment where we said black women don't marry down.
Yes, we do.
Oh boy, we ain't gonna start that argument.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But
Yeah, but To go
Okay,
back, going back to
I
what
got
you
it.
said.
I got it.
Hold on, let him respond.
Hold
I
on,
got it.
BJ. Hold on.
Let him respond, BJ.
Going back to what you said. Most women, successful women that I know, look at it as a team. So, say for instance, just like we are on the Lakers, right? Every man on that team serves a purpose. Some are more talented than others, but guess what? We all going to the championship together. And that's how you look at it.
But none of them want to be on the bench. They all want to be in the game.
Yeah, you in the starting five. You start.
They don't want to be on the bench. They don't want to be the 6 or 7 man.
We on the court, but you may be good at free throws, and I'm the point guard, or it may be something opposite. But I mean,
I hear what
the
you're
whole
saying.
thing is
I hear what you're saying.
we together.
I got a question, though.
Go ahead, BJ.
What's
up?
I got a question.
What's up?
Okay,
She
now,
said, "What's up?" I heard that, BJ.
yeah,
what's up,
what's up?
BJ?
Hey, what's up with you? No,
Don't do that now.
No, I ain't going to do that. But anyway, the question is, and this is the one thing that not baffles me.
Okay.
And I just want a woman to answer this. Women say they want a man to lead. And we had a conversation earlier about women saying that they don't marry down, right? How can you expect somebody to lead you when you get with them, they're behind you from the jump? How can that person lead? Even if you bring them up to you, they're still, I don't see how they're going to be able to lead you. They have to come in with the ability to have the same, you get what I'm saying? Because you're building this person, so how can they lead you?
So I think you're thinking about it. And ladies, I'm just going to be general with everything. So we're going to, my ladies, I'm representing for us. So if I say something wrong, just,
No, you okay?
reach out to me.
But our artists know we're talking in generalizations.
Yeah.
We're just having a good conversation.
So I think that you're thinking of finances.
No.
Because you can have a man that can mentally lead you and prepare you and
you're right. Now I'm thinking of finances. Now BJ may not know. I'm talking finances.
That can take me to the next level mentally, and that's still pouring into.
My point is to what you're saying.
Okay.
Yes. My question is back to what I said. This is in every category.
Okay, go ahead.
Not finances. How can you expect a guy to lead you when you're here and he's behind you? How can he lead?
He's not. We together.
No, not when you meet him. Not when you meet him. You're not together.
So you meeting people where they are. You meeting people where they are. Really, if that's the case, why would you meet somebody? Why would you meet somebody where they are when you're ahead of them and you need them to lead you? That's my question. It could be love.
Hey, I heard that. Bring that L-O-V-E.
I'm telling you.
Bring that L-O-V. Because you right now.
That's what's wrong with me. I'm in love.
No. You bring up a very let me tell you, you bring up a very good point.
Okay.
Because we're talking in generalization, but we leaving love out of it.
Okay.
Because love, physical attraction and love is strong.
It is.
It blinds you.
It does.
It blinds you.
I'm telling you.
So we can't take the love out of the equation.
Right.
And so love, I mean, but I never forget, was my mother, one of my sisters. I got 5 sisters, all of them older than me but one. And I heard one of them say that, hey, however you started, you got to keep that up throughout the relationship.
Okay.
However you started. And so if I'm, as they would say, BJ, caking.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case y'all don't know what caking means, that means just flourishing with gifts and spending money and all this other. If you start off that way,
you cooking now,
and she falls in love with you, based on all of that,
you got to keep going.
Then what happened? What BJ is saying is even though you may have had a perception you all were equal. So, but he's saying that at the end, that's going to pose a problem when they can't keep it up.
Yeah, if you're a fraud.
Oh, okay.
So it's a difference when you're going into a situation and you know this is what it is versus you pretending to fly, like shower me with gifts. That's two different things. Yeah.
I got you.
You can't come in there.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are running out of time. And we have plenty of LOVE in the house.
Love.
Now, we're talking about Journey to Healing, Tanisha Patterson. It's been a pleasure last week and this week to show too. It's great that we've been seeing both sides of the coin. And so we appreciate you being here. You're welcome back anytime you want. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap us up. Thank you. And this is Point Black, and we are out of here.